Health and fitness. These words are so ingrained into our culture that they're almost cliche. But there are some women in New Brunswick who are taking these words to heart. Fitness and figure competitions are growing in the province, and the women who take to the stage are often caught between promoting their healthy lifestyle and fighting the stigma that they're just bikini girls.
Keep your body fat down that low and
This is Jaclyn Wilson. She's a professional figure model, and she's won a national competition in order to become a bodybuilding pro. But she wasn't always such a fierce competitor.
I'm definitely more muscular than I was. I always was kind of that skinny fat girl. I had the little skinny arms and I worked really hard to try to build up some shoulders.
Wilson's been competing since 2005. She's racked up trophies, titles, and even sponsorship deals, but she hasn't reached her goals yet. Wilson's ambition is to make a name for herself in the industry as a working fitness model.
My goal at this point is that my brand be about a model who happens to be a fitness model, because that is my goal. I don't want to compete forever necessarily, so I'm trying to become a model and hopefully get magazines interested to hire me.
Wilson's gotten a lot of attention for her physique, but it hasn't always been encouraging. She records video blogs for one of her sponsors and posts them to YouTube. Some of the comments posted on the page are derogatory. Wilson says it comes with the territory of competing in a physique-focused sport. The media hasn't always known quite what to do with Wilson's story. Gary Bartlett, president of the New Brunswick Physique and Figure Association, submitted a story about Wilson's win at Nationals to a local paper. He didn't get the response he was hoping for.
They didn't run it, which really irritated me too, because I thought she deserved it, and for them to not run it was not, in my opinion, very fair to her. You see hockey and everything else plastered in the sports section.
Once Bartlett explained to Fredericton's Daily Gleaner that the competition was sanctioned by a legitimate federation, the story ran with the distinction bikini model. Former sports editor David Ritchie said he and his team would talk about using provocative images and how readers would react. They wanted to make sure that the event was portrayed in an appropriate way. Wilson started off competing in the figure category before her specialty, figure model, was created. The women of figure are looking to create a different body type from Wilson's.
It's kind of like a scale of muscularity and leanness. So on the bottom would be bikini or figure model, which is kind of your fitness model look if you think of the cover of a magazine. You want to have nice shape and be toned, but you don't want to have veins and be vascular. You don't want to be that lean. Then the next step up is figure, which has a little more muscularity. They're a little more lean. And where bikini has free poses, we can do whatever we want to show our personality. Figure has rigid, structured poses.
Good. So try to engage this part. Good.
Rachel LeBlanc is a veteran figure competitor who has won a national competition and gained the title professional. She coaches up-and-coming fitness competitors. She also serves as a judge on the New Brunswick circuit. Though she needs to be critical of the other women, she says competing hasn't made her self-conscious.
I look at my body now more on the critical side when it comes to competing, I guess. You know, to always better myself, but I don't think on a kind of self-confidence type of way that I'm hard on myself because of my competing. I kind of accept myself how I am, but I know there are better ways to sculpt my body for my sport.
While LeBlanc's satisfaction with her body is refreshing, the reality is that getting a stage-ready physique is no easy feat. Competitors need to be on a grueling workout schedule that often includes 2 trips to the gym a day. Coming up to competition, it's common for women to exercise first in the morning on an empty stomach and come back later in the day for weight training. Competitors also need to manipulate their diets to get down to a weight where their muscles will be prominent, meaning little body fat. For competition, figure model Wilson weighs 98 pounds at a height of 5 feet. According to the Body Mass Index, a measure of healthy weight, Wilson is on the lower side of healthy.
I think for the long term of contest prep, it's healthy. I'm eating, 5, 6, 7 meals a day. It's all healthy, clean food, nothing processed. Proteins, carbs, like I don't cut, carbs, there's always some sort of carb. And drinking lots of water. But then, as you approach the last week, I would say it gets to be maybe what you would consider unhealthy. You're manipulating water in your body to try to be tight and that type of thing.
Wilson admits she would be unable to sustain her stage weight for a long time, but likes to stay close to that number to avoid yo-yo dieting. Registered dietitian Holly Hertz specializes in sports nutrition. She's on the fence about competitors' long-term diets because of the lack of variety.
They're pretty limited, and I've seen some of the effects on people that have been on those diets for a while. We have people that have lack of concentration, or they might have a wound, even just a small cut that won't heal because their body's not getting the proper nutrition.
This is branched chain amino acids, which are the building blocks of muscles.
Many fitness competitors resort to vitamins and supplements to give them an added edge. Hertz warns that these should be prescribed by a professional and that they're not for everyone.
Most people think because they're getting a supplement in a health food store that they're safe, that they're effective, and that's not true. They're not tested or rigorously tested like our prescription medications are, and they don't have to be proven effective in order to sell them.
These aren't the only health concerns that can plague competitors. In order to look defined on stage, the women need a deep golden tan. There are many spray products and lotions available, but some still choose to use tanning beds, which up the risk for skin cancer.
The majority is spray tan. Now that I'm getting older, I care a lot more about skin cancer and wrinkles and that kind of thing. But I do a little bit of tanning, nothing too crazy.
So I'm just taking the time to make sure I get it healed.
Despite the health risks and the stigma, this sport is growing. In 1982, there were no women in New Brunswick bodybuilding shows. Last year, of the 86 competitors competing at the championships, more than half were women. People like Jaclyn Wilson have contributed to the spike. Though she says she can't compete forever, she does have some clear goals in mind for her fitness career.
I look at fitness magazines and fitness women and think, that's inspiring, and that's what I want to try to achieve.
Wilson also makes competition suits for other women, blending her love for fashion and fitness into a profitable business. She's training for an upcoming promotional gig in Toronto and for future competitions. Jacqueline's career and her sport are picking up speed, and neither are showing any signs of slowing down. For Stu Journalism, I'm Bridget Yard.